You already know what it is. All right, we going back to the park. Um, Once again, I told y'all this is gonna be my daily ritual. My ass gonna get the move to walking like I used to in New York City. We're gonna smoke our L. We're gonna get right. We're gonna see some skateboarders. You know how that go, man. But it's a nice day, man. I'ma, you know, take off this shiesty quickly. You know what I mean? It is fucking hot, but you know how I do. Get them trolls out the way early. But what up, folk? I'm gonna give it to the 10-10. You know what I'm saying? I'm 2 minutes, 3 minutes early. You figure deal me. And once again, I hope everybody doing good. Stay blessed, stay safe, antennas up. You already know how that go. But we're gonna hit this park, smoke this L, do what we I'm probably gonna, load up at that bench and shit right there. But I'll let everybody come in, man. We just gonna walk and groove right now, man. What up, y'all? The fuck going on, man? Hold on, it is hot. I ain't not. We're not doing this today, ladies and gentlemen. It is a hot one. Who that? Yo, what up, King? What up, Mix? How you, man? Hope everything good. It's a hot one in Cali right now. Ain't about to do that stupid ass shiesty shit, man. But what up, man? Hope everything good, man. Chilling, chilling. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Stay blessed. Stay awakened, man. Awoken, whatever. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shit's happening, man. It's transpiring live in front of us, man. And we gotta get community. We gotta tell all the gangs, all the gangbangers, yo, get together, start protecting your neighborhoods, forget banging on each other. Let's unite. And I promise you, shit gonna look real different. We'll bring it back to the 70s when that's what gangs was really for, the Bloods and the Crips. But yeah, man, we're gonna take our ass all the way to this park. What's going on? Sorry if I ain't. Let me get to the shade ski. You already know. About to take this jersey off. I mean, the shirt. I ain't know it was this hot. Yeah, where those, where those bunnies at? Let me see. Yeah, I want to see. Shout out to Mello, man. Shout out to Amari. I got the Amari socks with the Mellows, with the Gap. You know what I mean? But yeah, just relax 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to maneuver real. I'm telling motherfuckers about the jerseys, man. Yeah, what up, y'all? What up? What's poppin', B? What's going on, King? Santos. What's going on, Santos? Yeah, I had to, put foot in the grass. What's poppin', B? Was a common dog. Yeah, where these bunnies at? I'm chilling, man. You got a couple of skateboarders right now hitting the and mind you, it's like 10:01, man, and folks already lining up. You know what I'm saying? Hitting that them courses. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me, it's pretty dope, man. Like, imagine, like, this is why I be trying to explain to folk. Like, imagine, like, the 80s, 90s, skateboarders you literally had to create their own ramps, had to create their own, you know, sections where they could skate, right? Because they didn't build awesome shit like this back in the days. You know what I mean? So to see it is pretty lit. Even though, when you think about it, all it is concrete. You heard? Yo, we got the 5 ball already. We about to hit the 10 ball, y'all. What up? How you like the haircut? 399. You know, I be telling folk, them barbers is wilding and out of control, man. I am not going to no barber charging these weird prices. And if folk don't understand, back in the days, the barber thing used to be like almost therapeutic, right? You hit that chair, you and him are jonesing back and forth, maybe between the Knicks game, maybe between this or whatever, and you got to, you know what I mean? Like, let me see the path. Yeah, you got the you know what I'm saying? At least just conversate. You know what I mean? Waste a little half hour, and then next thing you know, your cut was done and you were out of there. Now motherfuckers try to hold you in the chair for like 40 hostage and shit. Like, hurry up and get my cut over with. Stop answering your phone. Stop acting like you the busiest barber ever, man. And you know what's wild? Like, if a barber understood, if he put his shit at 40, 30, 40, 30, 40, right? You'll get more customers. Yeah, you probably get five that do the 100, that's 500, but you could get 50 that do the, like, it's very backwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand they got to get to their bread, but the way they doing it is off, you heard? Oh shit, I didn't even put it up, man. Coolin', coolin'. How you doing, my brother? I'm doing good, B. Double tap this screen. You're ready, man. What's going on? Good afternoon, Frank. How you, boy? Everybody chilling? Salute, salute. You ready? Yeah, I'm about to go find a little section, spark this L, and just marinate. But but shout out to the Knicks. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Have a great one, man. Take care, y'all. Always got some cool people, man. They said what up to the Mellows, man. Shout out to Mellow, man. Salute the Mellow. So we're gonna take the same usual hill ramp, and then we're gonna get to the, a cool little spot. But what up, folk? What up, y'all? Salute, Frank. Yo, Frank. 2-0, Frankie. And then and if you thought it was a fluke, motherfuckers really hit them with the it was damage. You know what I mean? Let me see if I could. Oh my God, if this really what up, y'all? Yeah, what's going on, baby? We got my shit lit right now. So like I said, I'm just gonna smoke up, do what I usually do. But that's a nice ass view, right? This ain't no green screen, baby. What up, man? Coolin', coolin'. I appreciate you, Black, man. Yo, it is that Friday, man. And if you don't know, a lot of us back in the days used to celebrate Friday like for real, man. And I think I think that could determine how you pace yourself in life, right? So yeah, you worked that crazy work week, but that Friday you was able to do what you had to do. And folks don't understand why a lot of other folks are doing 50, 60 hour weeks, right? A lot of it has to do with education. A lot of folk just thought high school, jump into work. You should be grateful you got a gig. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of folks with masters and diplomas that ain't working. So what's going on? About to smoke up with you, big dog. What's going on, Waz? How you, Waz? How you doing, Connor? I'm here to jinx it for your next week. Yeah, let's going on, Connor. Yeah, you can't jinx whatever was already in motion, man. You gotta understand, man. A lot of times I bought into like, things were true, right? And nature. But then you get older and you realize a lot of shit is set up, a lot of things are rigged already. Everything is everything, you know what I mean? I don't believe in coincidences, let's just say that, right? Like with the shootings and all this, a lot of caca going on. I know people are hating, but I don't know people that are willing to go into mosque or shoot up schools, right? So it's just a different type of breed of human beings. And what up though, right? It's a Friday. I'm about to spark this L. You already know, man. Thank you for coming to my channels. $8, $8 random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. I got the LaMelo Ball joint going on. And then I caught the sneakers on them, you know what I'm saying? And folks don't understand. And champs, you could catch these for 80 now, I believe. I caught these for 90 something, man. They were retailed a buck 40. So I saved me about 40, $50, with the tax and everything. Good brother just got my first daughter. Hope life blessings you better. Yo, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you. Yo, wise man, yo, everybody. Um, yeah, man. Shout outs to Wise Man and his that daughter, man. Stay blessed, be the greatest you can. There's a lot of pressure. And understand, man, whatever you do is enough, right? It doesn't have to always be financial. You could just be teaching, you could just be loving. Those things really hold weight. I think a lot of folks understand that now when you look at kids that did have money and they grew up like shit, right? Money ain't everything. Money definitely, you know, it can't buy happiness, but I feel like it could buy comfortability, right? It could buy stability. I think that's better off well said, right? But happiness, man, we know a lot of motherfuckers that got all this money and they look miserable as hell. Look at Mayweather, brokey, allegedly broke. And it's like, of course, look how he was spending his money. like a degenerate, bro. Like that's crazy, bro. How do you go through millions? Yo, when we were younger, we used to be like, yo, if you gave me like 5, 10 million, I'm good for the rest of mine, man. And a lot of folk are good. You know, the 15th, 16th man on basketball teams or the football guys that don't play. They get them checks, but they stash them. They know, yo, I'm not getting, this man's check, but at least I'm getting a check that could buy me a nice little crib, Victoria, 2 floor, and that's it, man. Yo, look at this. Ticks everywhere. Little green one too. Get out of here. Oh, we was just talking about it, and I bring my stupid ass back to the park. Not enough adults teaching these kids character, just all about the money. And that's wild that um I think they should know this though. Like when they go, yo, why is this dude broke and he's 30, 40? Because when you get to 30, 40, they slow down with giving you money. You don't think it's a coincidence that when you're younger you get in the boatload of most of your money? And dependent on your company, of course, when you progress, they give you better raises. So in your latter years, you should be making more money. But they reversed it. They giving kids all the money now so they could blow it, and then in their future they got shit. So be careful, y'all. They really are giving y'all money, man. Remote work, streaming, you know. Yo, another thing, what's up with these reaction videos, man? I'm gonna start doing them because motherfuckers is getting paper like that. You ain't even create the video. You ain't even, put in that work. All you doing is talking over the content. That's crazy work. And then your page you get hit with some strike and you're like, yo, but this motherfucker just copy and paste. Crazy work, y'all. Yo, be careful with them ticks. But what up, Wise? What's going on, Black? Much love, Black. Shit real though. We had to survive at a young age. We thankful for what we have and not what we don't need. That's a fact. And another thing about a lot of folk that they need to succumb to or have that, in there and indoctrinated is you have to respect money. You got to, man. I know a lot of folks is like, yo, I seen some lady, I spent 10,000 a day. I know it's not her money. You know what I'm saying? I know there's some simp that's giving it up like that. But yo, mommy, if I was you, I put 9,000 away and spend 1,000 a day. Hmm. So when God forbid shit hit the fan, you done stacked more money than motherfuckers working. You know what I mean? And all you doing is just being pretty. So let's start being honest and see, the opportunities we do have. Because a lot of folk, think that, OnlyFans is an opportunity. No, you just shaking your pootie tang for you'll see the future with all that because men, we created a free OnlyFans. So to those that don't got the paper, you could still see the, you know what I'm saying? So that's bugged out, ladies, and that shit. You gotta understand the internet forever, man. If that's why a lot of people, a lot of women ain't having kids. They don't want to fucking, you know what I mean, bring them up in a world where you could just Google their name and see mommy's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, young. Do your thing, man. Yo, you guys every day prove exactly who you are. Like it's amazing. Like everything in the world you could have said, and in your mind you thinking you funny, right? You thinking you live right now, right? And it's like, wait a minute, I just told a grown man that I'm shitting. Like how? Like that don't. Whatever, man. Do you, man? You know what I'm saying? I hope you run out of toilet paper. Hold that L, man. I hope you look and all you see is a brown roll, nigga. Yeah, but not everybody tell like what? We know everybody poops. Like everybody eats. You gonna tell me what you ate yesterday? You's a goofy ass dude, man. I'm telling you, you guys are the streamline. Like we don't even have to argue. You guys reveal yourselves within yourself, right? So do you, man? Talk that caca, man. But I really do hope you see a brown roll, nigga. Again, that's their ultimate move. Why are you upset, Zay? You're wilding, smoking. You seem upset, Zay. Yo, I'm standing here the same position as I was before, and I'm wilding. Yeah, man. Zay says shaking that pootie. That's a fact. Begging for attention, right? They always beg for attention and then try to play you like you wrong for commenting on they dumb shit, right? Tighten up now. Ooh, Zay gotta tighten up, but they on my page. Yo, hold this L, dick huggers.
Were you mad? Were you mad? You ain't got nothing, man. Yo, my scorpion chain it has more personality than you, man. I'm never mad. Yo, wise. Yo, to my fans that know me, B knows me, man. I never get mad, man. I work today. You? Yeah, dog, you worked, man. You got that job, buddy. Let's tell the world that you put on your bootstraps and you worked. Hoorah! Good job, buddy. You want a pat on your back? Grow the fuck up, man. Seriously, grow up. Y'all niggas ain't nothing, man. You could have all yo, my unemployed ass is better than yo ass with a job. That's the real reality of it. And you mad because you on my page. You're mad because you're conversing with somebody that could give a fuck less. You understand me? Here we go. Let the trolls come in, man. These D huggers, hold that. Damn, man, y'all weighing my balls down. Stop it, please. It always be motherfuckers that live in a nice crib with mommy, daddy, and then they get on the computer or their phone and they act out. They want to be black. They got a shiesty in their room. You know what I mean? These type of folks. But then when you step to them, bump to them, say what's up, they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing. Yeah, you letting the cornball slide today. I already got you, B. Mommy daddy money is on point. It is, man, because you could tell somebody that either works hard for theirs or had a long week, right? So you come on Zay's page like, yo, this is called Random. This guy has good energy and we talking positive. I was just talking about the world, right? I was just explaining, be careful with the ticks. Do this, do that. I'm gonna go smoke my L and everybody, let's socialize. But they can't even socialize within, that spectrum, that time frame, right? They just get all crazy and shit. It's weird. And then they try to tell you how you feeling, how you should be acting. What? Nigga, I'm 44. I don't yo, if you saw my resume, nigga, this should make you cry, nigga. You guys are complaining over 35, 40-hour remote work weeks and complaining, crying. You know what I mean? But yeah, ain't no tightening up over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell your girl to tighten up her, you know what I'm saying? Her thing, man. That shit is loose. But to you suckers that always think that I'm chilling, man. This is really yo. Like I say, man, I just like shitting on y'all because it makes me understand the type of world we in. Like you guys need a nigga like me to shut you up. Y'all niggas need niggas like me to make you understand. Holy shit, I am overreacting. I am bugging. I am looking corny on this nigga's page. How come I don't create my own page? How come I'm wasting time doing this, right? But it's all good, man. Karma's a bitch, and life always, what goes around comes around. That's what I love. Let me guess, I'm overreacting right now. Let me guess, Zay Dollar is going crazy. But yo, random, yo, I truly dig that commercial with Drake and Kevin Durant. First of all, if you don't know, they already had an ill relationship, both of them. Kevin Durant is like, let me just say it. Like, I heard a lot of folks say Kevin Durant is a dope ass motherfucker to chill with. I love his mind state. He's a very, very cool mama's boy, if you don't know. You know what I mean? Let me see, Mix. Hold on, Mix. Just asking, bro. Yo, what race got to do with it, bro? Nothing. But the thing is, I don't even know where I brought up race, but what I don't even have to explain, man. What the fuck is going on here today? Motherfuckers is in their panties, man. Y'all coming to my page, man. What up, Christy? What's poppin', man? Y'all motherfuckers ain't tough, man. I already been through tough shit. Why you think I am the way I am? You could tell a nigga that been through shit because he's just on some real chill shit at the ladder of his life. Folks will never get what the fuck we had to deal with, man. And remember, we was the gen that didn't talk. We didn't complain. We worked the 40, 50, 60-hour weeks. You understand me? We did this pain. We put this work in. So you guys could have a like we laid it out so it could be a little bit easy for y'all. But no, you want to buy Labubus. Y'all motherfuckers want to buy Jordans that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even know the history on. Y'all don't even know the history of the breads. Y'all don't know the history of, you know, the flu games when Jordan caught the flu in Madison Square Garden and still scored 35. You know what I mean? Y'all don't understand life. So what you do is you try to jump on every comment that somebody says, right? When you're doing that, you're not concentrating or listening, right? Because you're too busy trying to prove your point as opposed to listening to mine. You know what I mean? That's the biggest part. Is everybody wants to talk but not listen. So what happens when people talk and they don't listen? They grow up exactly how things are happening. Exactly how things are happening. These teachers are like, we can't control these kids. They don't know how to read. Everybody's a bad man. Yo, stop, man. You want to know why so many people getting killed? Because not everybody was supposed to be a bad man. Not everybody. That why you think I don't play that gangster shit? You kids play with it and end up in jail crying or in the ground. That's what's really happening because you don't want to listen to elders. A lot of times I hear, yo, you guys don't teach. Yo, we do teach. We do try to pull them aside. Yo, listen to me, fam. Yo, that drug dealing, that gangster shit, drinking lean is gonna fuck up your stomach. It's gonna lead you dead or jail. We always been saying it since 2000. Since I was 18 years old, I've been trying to tell folk, yo, my niggas, please, man, life is real, man. Everybody playing with life. Everybody think that, you know what I mean? Shit is sweet. Shit is an easy path. No, you got to put in that work. You got to put in that leg work. And we all understand inflation. La 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 la. Right now, it is crazy. Hence the reason why we allowing you guys to still live with your parents. We allowing you guys to still, you know what I mean, leech off of whoever, right? We allow these things, man, because we understand. But yeah, and then they did. These trolls came out of the woodwork. They were fiending for a Friday. They were like in the bushes like this. It's Friday? Yee! But yeah, man, there's no disrespect to the trolls. I'm not over here, over amplified or nothing. This is just regular Zay. I'm just trying to talk to you kids, man. A lot of folk don't listen and they end up doing what the fuck they want to do, which is wasting life. You're wasting time, baby. And then when they 30, 40, they look in the mirror like, yo, that Puerto Rican nigga was right, bro. I was over here playing too much, trolling, thinking shit was a game. And notice, for every troll, you're the only one laughing. Back in the days in like 2010s or 05s, when people would crack jokes, everybody would chime in and be like, LOL, right? Now nobody laughing but you, man. You know? But once again, it's a lot to discuss. Good looking on a five ball, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling as usual. You know what I mean? Enjoying this day. It is beautiful today. I ain't gonna lie, man. It is really, really, really hot. I had to take off the black shirt and the shiesty, and yeah, man. Got my hair cut it myself, lined it up myself, did what I had to do. That's what I was talking about. How barbershops be ODing lately, how the nail salons be ODing lately. You know what I'm saying? So I think, a lot of people are gonna start talking with their pockets and not like somebody said, you know what I mean? Um, you know, people want to start respecting their bread, man. They're gonna start doing things not what they want, but what they need, right? There's a difference between want and needs, man. So yeah. It's a Friday, man. I don't see. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. That like when we got to Thursday and we knew Friday, even at work, Friday was a cool. A lot of jobs let you dress down. A lot of gigs, when I was the paralegal, guy, they let me dress down, take that suit off, put some slacks on. You still had to dress appropriate. We wasn't coming in with no chanclas and shit. But yeah, man. Um, Friday, there was something about Friday, you know what I mean? We wasn't thinking about killing ops. We wasn't trolling. We was happy to get that paycheck and whatever peanuts it was, you know what I'm saying? We was happy to maybe go to the movies or take somebody out or go chill with our niggas at the club or you know what I'm saying? And we didn't do this with animosity like you kids are waking up angry. What the hell is going on with y'all? Y'all need hugs or something? And I already said this a lot of times, man. That jealousy shit, I'm gonna have one of you haters get so jealous, you gonna try to come out here and get slapped the fuck up. That's what's gonna happen. I don't understand it, man. You know? The more tranquilo I am, the more I'm promoting peace, the more I'm putting positive out there, the more the haters are in the bushes, the more, niggas is commenting now. It's fucking weird, man. But then they dick ride a nigga that got a gun out and smoking an L. Yo, the dead homies, man. Yo, y'all niggas big that nigga up, goofies. That's crazy, man. That's why I don't understand this algorithm or this nonsense sometimes. I just try to be Zay, do what I gotta do, and then, you know what I mean, chat with my peoples. I said yesterday, if it feels a little bit therapeutic. I come on here, I see my niggas, I see my family, and we talk our shit. I don't try to initiate anything. I don't try to come on here think I'm better. I'm wearing the same clothes. I'm not buying new clothes for this fucking thing. These are the same jerseys I told you I bought for $40. The same sneakers I told you to go to Champs and get them on sale. I tell y'all to get, do what, you know what I mean? Move like Zay, nigga. You don't have to pay all this money for stupid name brands. Sometimes I like a name brand shit. Burberry, when Burberry came out with that blue mixed with the bird, like, whoo, that shit was fire, my ninjas. I was like, holy. And then I bought me some Burberry underwear. So you remember, like, it was at that phase where, you wanted that little top piece to show off, right? Like, not your butt cheeks, that little top piece, man. And that's what gave birth to PTSDs or whatever the PSD brand and what's the joint I'm wearing? You know what I'm saying? All these brands, Hanes is even making a comeback. But golly, man, y'all motherfuckers come on here looking for a fucking verbal altercation. Why your moms ain't give you $20 so you could go get high? Motherfuckers is weird, man. Christy and I were sharp shooting and busting balls. Let's go. Who's that? That's Nene, right? Sorry, y'all. I might have to get to a shade, man. I'm gonna do this for y'all though. But I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the love. Y'all still in the room, letting me talk mine. You know what I mean? But it's almost like who used to do this. I'm not even gonna play around, but it's not race related. But white teachers used to do this a lot to me. Jose, calm down. I'm not even doing nothing. And then when you younger, your emotions is more like, what the fuck? If I'm not doing something and you saying I'm doing something, now I'm a wild out. But word, man, I always used to hate that. Like, calm down. That's such a female move. You know what I mean? Because it deals with emotions, and if you're a man, you don't really deal in that realm. But holy man, but go check out that Drake commercial. That shit had me dying. That nigga said the abominable snowman. What up, y'all? Bet the trolls loved it when I was gone. That's a fact. But nah, yo, you know who? Christy and Neb. Like, in fact, when y'all Voltron together and three of y'all together, I got tons of Jordans. That's what's up. Who's next? I love block buttons. Good looking, B. And I hate that it has to get like that. What am I doing so wrong that I rub folks? Like, honestly, as a human being, you got a nigga wearing shades and they always reference, yo, you trying to be cool? No, I use these for the audio. Check. Then I wear my shiesty purposely. Sometimes it's cold. I got an ear jammy. So and then I get trolls that way. Bam. It's like, yo, why y'all like why? I don't know, man. And I understand it's the internet, right? If you're gonna throw yourself out there, that's why I say I got tough skin. I don't fall for the okey dokes. What up, D Nice? Nah, it's mellow, it's mellow, good looking. But I wish it was the Johnson. Shout out to Grandma Ma, baby. What's up, D Nice? Yo, I used to have a boy named D Nice, man. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, David. He was a king, you heard? And yeah, man, just rest in peace, right? Shit, thanks for holding it down, Nene D and Christy. That's a fact, B. Nene wasn't playing. Yo, I remember like almost because we've been partying together, right? So 2 months ago, or a month, or 3 months, it started the swing by the swing, right? With Ya and Nene, right? So I always had dope moderators, man. What's cracking? What's popping, King? Cheers, man. I got you, D Nice. I'm always welcoming. I always appreciate newcomers or just folks in general. Like, let's talk our shit, right? This is that page, man. You had a full work week. You thugged it out with whatever you were doing this week. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Friday. Now you're gonna tune into Random, and we're gonna just make you laugh a little bit, bug out a little bit, show you that look at 44, I could still kick it and live, right? So that's the main part is getting to the finish line. I don't understand where that changed. You know, salute y'all. But that shit always was it bugged me out. You know what I mean? When people put energy on doing this weirdness, man. But it's all good. I guess they also say if you're doing something right, the trolls are gonna come, right? So I guess I'm doing something right, man. But shout out to you, Frank. What's popping, man? Waiting for that quote of the day. What's popping, B? Thank you for swing by the booting these folks out of here. Yo, that cornball thing you did with the corn and the ball, fire. You heard? Fire. Let's get you know what I mean? Z, you're trying to build a community here. Goofies can't understand. That's a fact. That's a great segue too, Nene. It's like literally. Oh, look at these beautiful dogs. Hold on, y'all. My son jumped on the thing. Damn, you know what's wild? I didn't even know these dogs were here because at night you don't really hear them barking. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, they got these windows are very like made thorough. It's always like I always tell folk whenever you move into an apartment or a house, make sure your windows are like them soundproof joints because you don't know that neighborhood. You don't know the garbage truck comes at 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So always make sure you got them soundproof jammies so you could to me, like I say, man, peace is everything. I don't understand why people are like, fighting over this paper thing called money. Look, get your money, get to your bag, do what you got to do. We understand that family line. I got to do it for my family. Even though half the time motherfuckers don't do it for their fam, right? They just use the money and moms is hurting, but they pull up in a Tesla like, yo, check this out. Like I never was like them fools that try to use, what I got, you know. I'm not the kid that came to class with the Game Boy when, you know what I'm saying? Like I was still with the Legos and shit. Remember that? Used to bring toys to the what you call it to the school and shit. Now motherfuckers, yo, imagine if we knew all the time when these kids were playing with Pokemon cards and throwing them shits in the air that some of them shits was gonna be hitting the way they did. Yo, and that's what I mean about how funny the generation is because it's like it's everything is supply demand. You want to know why your basketball or football cards ain't lit like Pokemon? Because it's all about supply and demand. There's no demand for it. But gosh, man, is there demand for these goofy ass, right? Like, and they all cardboard. At least basketball cards. Some of them were like neon or hologram type shits. I'm like, yo, Jordan, like, but it is what it is, man. Let me see. Is on her channel is bashing you. Damn, Amy. It is what it is, though, man. I don't fall for them games either. What am I gonna do? Take my energy and go on her channel? I'm sorry. Zay Dollar really shuts this shit off, and I live like I'm really in the streets, baby. Like I try to do this, you know what I mean? I try to be a good character and be Zay Dollar. A lot of times, obviously, it rubs people wrong, you know what I mean? Which bugs me because I ain't really saying, craziness. I ain't really, promoting the old school Zay. Like, I'm not doing that. So I don't understand some of the energy I receive, but I guess it is what it is. That's one of my favorite lines. Like, I'm controlling what I could control in my life. I'm not gonna bug out over, certain people in this world. What you gonna do? They bash Trump name every day. They bash Kevin Hart, and to me, he's a good dude. Sometimes in this game, man, you can't win, man. You can't win. You could be successful, but winning is a whole different thing, right? Like, and I don't think a lot of folk want you to win. You got a lot of secret haters. You got a lot of fucking, people waiting for that one day that you say something and they're like, yup, I knew you. Yup, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, man, I know. That's why, look, what I was going to say was Nene D brought the real information out. So I'm not going to like, take my time out to, you know, I don't know, man. There's certain things that used to be activities, man. Gossiping, pillow talking, all that shit used to just be, we let the girls do it. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong about guys having like an NBA pod or, talk your NBA stuff. But, gossiping and, oh, did you see Gunna snitched and shit? Half of that shit is, who cares, man? To me, as long as the music still hits and, yeah, that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the music. I could care less about their personal life. We too much into what their personal life is about, you know? Let them have that. Let everybody have like behind closed doors. That's what privacy was really about. But nowadays for clout, motherfuckers will, throw themselves under the bus, forget somebody else, right? Niggas will throw themselves under the bus. Like, no disrespect, Kanye, but when you said that thing about your cousin, man, there's some things that like aren't meant for ears, man. We don't care how crazy you become. You don't need excuses and reasons why you behave the way you behave. You a black man with a lot of money, and we understand that, man. But you don't gotta tell us anything other than, when your next tape is dropping. Hold on, Frank. Frank hit me with the ready for the Memorial Day weekend. That's a fact, man. Hey, what's poppin', Noodle? My bad, Noodle. Yo, good looking on everybody. Thumbs up, man. Let me go get that stogie bogey. My bad. I really gotta stop with the stogies, y'all. But let me go get that stogie. We're gonna go on the balcony and we're gonna talk hours for another hour. I wanted to make this short because it's fucking hot today. You know what I mean? Come on, baby. Come on, kitty. Damn, I can't even see with these glasses. All right, there you go. Come on. Come on. Let's go in the back. Come on, baby. Watch time I relate. Hard to him. Yeah, man. You know why a lot of folks be like, why you like Drake so much? And I'll be like, cause he's himself. You know how hard it is every day to be this gangster image, to be this fake drug dealer like you selling bricks? Like, yo, to uphold that image takes a lot of energy. But to be yourself, that's free 99, man. Not everybody's meant to be liked. That's just the way it is. That's how I think. And who am I impressing? Why you think I don't buy, certain automobiles or things because you know what I mean? Like, who am I impressing, man? The people that really got paper, let them do whatever they want with their paper. You know what I'm saying? They worked or whatever, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But holy, we be too. Oh my God, so sorry, y'all. Jesus Christ loves you. What up, Pyatt? Have you tried Shalala? Yo, Wallah, what's good, cuzzo? No, I haven't, man. I'm in Cali, man. It's hard to, I'm gonna try to get me that pipe. Come to me, or yep. Let's go, pipe. Noodle. I'm smoking poison, probably the weeds, bunk. I gotta stop it, losing tons of weight. It is weird, right, Noodle? Thank you for showing, for letting me know that, Noodle. You know what I'm saying? I hope you could build your weight back up. It's a funny thing, your body. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, here we go. If any of you have any family members in the military, thank them and hug them. That's a fact. Let's talk that ish. Order correct is a motherfucker, but y'all know what I meant. Yeah, black ain't fake. The meth head. Yeah, I already know what you're saying. But yeah, man, it's just it's kind of foolish to try to impress people you don't know when your basic, who you are could be impressive, right? A lot of people don't, that's how I know you don't truly love yourself when you can't count on yourself, when you can't just represent yourself as who you are, right? You always got to come up with be a troll or something like that. Yo, being you is one of the most like Noodle saying, yo, I'm hitting this weed, man. I think something is in this weed, man. I'm losing weight. A lot of folk don't understand how sometimes that's hard to say, right? But if I could give you advice, man, switch your weed dealer. Because weed, to me, I think if you could smoke weed, smoke it, right? And if you could handle it, because not all minds can handle weed, especially this new weed, right? It's very paranoia ish. But yeah, man, be careful. Your body is a mysterious thing. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes I think it's cool when you're a little bit fat, right? Because when you hit 50, 60, you're gonna lose that. It's gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? So if you skinny and then you lose that, you're gonna look fucking skinny, skinny. But yeah, man, the body is a beautiful thing, man. But yeah, man, I don't know what it is. What's up with this weed lately? I don't really understand it. There's sometimes that I put that. So what I usually do is I buy like a super high grade and then two mids so I could mix it. But whatever high grade I bought, I think like I said, it was like sour purple, something crazy, right? Yo, that motherfucker, purple hairs, orange, crazy to break, immaculate, bro. I put a little bit of that bitch in, and that shit has me detouring and shit. But yeah, man, the oud is a drug, bro. Really loudly. Oh shit, here we go again. Let's go, let's go. What's going on? The Rob's cat. How you doing, cat? Powder root of the little drink mix turns water into delicious water. That's what's up. Thank you for that dialogue, man. That's a dope one, man. Wait, it's a drug? Oh, that's what you were saying, in it. Oh my god. Sure, trying to get niggas putting something in the punch, putting some of that sour diesel is like that. Yeah, man, these buds though, like, and you be thinking, yo, I smoked for a long time. I should be able to. Nope, don't play games and try to smoke a whole L. Smoke enough until you high. And a lot of weeds are like liquor now. Like they creep on you. You could be smoking, whoa, you good in a circle, right? Yeah, nigga, no, this shit is light. And then as soon as you break off, you like, holy, I can't even drive this whip right now. What up, Tyrone? Yo, what's poppin', T? Yo, Pete, man, with the Amari joints. Shout out to LaMelo Ball. But once again, Frank, yo, let's go Knicks, man. They got 2-0 over the Cavaliers. Dope series, by the way, you know what I mean? Especially game one when they were up by like 20 something points and the Knicks went on like a 40-10 run, you know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to basketball. We about to hit that 10 ball. Y'all already know, man. We outside, we inside, we everywhere, man. But I appreciate everybody. Once again, I really dug that Drake commercial. I thought it was funny. And it's a segue to talk about how, yo, being yourself is amazing, man. A lot of folks can't be themselves, man, because of the character they created. You understand me? So, you know, to those who create a character that you have to live by now, that's a lot of energy, man. You know, and there ain't nothing wrong with being yourself. I hate that they try to, words are very, they could change a course and shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you a nerd or this, that. Nigga, let me be a nerd and let me be me, man. Worry about you, man. Worry about your bills. Worry about your plate of food. Worry about you. That's a lot of things that's happening in this earth is because people ain't worried about everybody else. You putting attention too much on other folk, man. You know, motherfuckers are worried more about Blueface and Krishan relationship than they own, right? You worried about Cardi B and motherfucking Diggs if they going what's going on here, right? Like, holy man. Don't you understand that they purposely have all this fucking porqueria going on? I always say this. I bet money they got a table. All these motherfuckers get together and they go, yo, next week we gonna make y'all beef and put on a good show. That's all they doing for us. They putting on a good show. Cause trust me, Earth is small and they all bumping into each other in a lot of these places. You understand? But I just think it's just for money, man. A lot of the fucking beef that gets created is like fugazi too. It's like what? Y'all niggas is huh? What? You was just kissing a nigga. What? Good looking Tyrone. Shout out to LaMelo Ball, man. These are the Rick and Morty editions. Once I saw these motherfuckers, and guess what show I'm watching again, man? Rick and Morty. And yo, these joints is like Velcro, bro. That shit comes off and has a thing on the bottom. You heard? See that? Ah. Sometimes it's the cheap joints that go far, right? My thing is, as long as it's like when you get to an age that, we hit the 10 ball. Good looking, y'all. That's what's up, man. Peace. But yo, man, you get to that point, especially my caveman feet, I'd rather comfortability over any name brand any day. I don't care if they Puma, Adidas, Nike, this, that, Hoka Bokas. If they bitches is comfortable, I'm wearing them. Simple and plain, man. You know what I mean? And to folks that why they have sections, why this one is basketball and then it goes to running and then it goes to because those are really supposed to be for basketball, playing ball in them sneakers, not to be driving your whip and walking and chilling. You know what I'm saying? Quote of the day, let's go. Facts, more tied up in the BS lives of celebrity instead of putting that energy into their own family. Yeah. And my biggest thing is time, right? People don't understand how quickly, look, we already about to hit June, y'all. That is diabolical. I swore we just was like 2026. I fucks with Puma too. Puma used to be like a soccer, a cool, you know what I'm saying? I fucks with Uptowns godly because them shits is really comfortable. But let me see quote of the day. Never hide your bad side to make someone stay. Show your bad side and yeah, show all of it, man. Show these motherfuckers like motherfuckers be like, yo, Zay, you stop saying nigga. Yo, my nigga in New York, my nigga. That's all the fuck I was doing, man. Really outside, doing what I had to do. I always had a job, always had a side hustle, always mingled with my friends, always thought that friendships were very important to me. Networking was very important. Hence the reason I got not, I could count on one hand, I got a large group of folk for 30 plus years. I've known these men and women. You understand? So it's dope. Like, you could tell a person with the friends they hang with, right? You could tell a person by the friends, if you be like, yo, what up, man? How you doing, man? Yo, who you be hanging with? Yo, I just met my mans a month ago, man. That nigga, yeah, that may be somebody that burned bridges. That's maybe somebody that, dick hops through crews, right? So, I know my motherfuckers do bad. They do bad. I still got to be in their corner, man. You know what I mean? So, shout out to friendship, man. I think people are disregarding that as just like, I could do this shit solo. A human being, once again, is not supposed to be solo, man. And if you are solo, you understand what I'm saying about that. Because being solo, yeah, you get shit done. Yeah, if you can focus on yourself beautifully, right? But you still need friends. You still need, your moms or somebody to, at least have another voice, right? Another opinion. You can't, when you solo, you think you know it all. You think you got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers, Sway. You heard? But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yo, you got to make sure your circle isn't going to hurt you. You got to make sure, like what's happening to these kids now, you can't get backdoored. You can't get lined up. You can't fall for the okie dokie. A lot of motherfuckers are secretly jealous, like on the sideline, watching you, peeping you, taking swaggosaurus, downloading your mannerisms and shit. So be careful, everybody. Folks is watching, man. And that's the spooky thing, because when you I always say antennas up, right? But when you live kind of like, yo, I'm just moving for me and mine, right? Like, and my peoples. It's like, yo, everybody extra, that's what they is. They NPCs, man. You can't, and another thing, you can't build friendships with everybody, man. Not everybody's supposed to get your love. I remember one of my big homies told me, not everybody's supposed to get your energies, eh? Not everybody you're around supposed to be introduced to your crazy, your maze, right? Niggas used to be like, that's maze, nigga. The fuck? Like, cause sometimes you don't understand that you with people that are really just downloading and absorbing, you know what I mean, in a negative fashion. So yeah, always be careful. That's why I used to, as much as I dislike Ho's music, I like his crew. Tata, Biggs, Biggs brother, Jay, Sauce Money at the time. Yo, what's poppin', Cheeseburger? How you? How you? No new friends, man. And look, there's nothing about networking. There's nothing wrong about building a relationship. But make sure you're worried, or you not worry, but yeah, worry. Just make sure you just have your antennas up, like I say, man, when you dealing with people, man. Because there's a lot of scammers now. There's a lot of fucking, yes men, you know. I noticed that too. Whenever you got a good job, your friendship, your friends is out the wazoo, man. As soon as you lose that gig, man, boop, 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 the number you have dialed, you're like, yo, my nigga, I just bought you a shirt. Oh, Darius was popping, man. How you doing, Darius? It's crazy. Me and my cousin was talking about the same. You just said, bro. People be coming outside playing a character. Hop off the NPC shit and be yourself. That's a fact, big. Motherfuckers don't know how to just be themselves, bro. You can see cracks in they shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say like the folks who got the bigger the mouth are usually the folks that are like in real life they timid as fuck, man. To up to be gang banging on bacon every morning, man. It takes a lot of energy, bro. And then when you put in that energy out, usually you get other energy reciprocated, meaning people want to test that. People want to see how bad man you is, right? That's why I don't talk that. That's why I don't act like I straight away, man. You know what I mean? I'm a retired Puerto Rican, and I'm. Do I want to go back and change it? Nah. That's why I always, was solid with mine because, nah, you know what I mean? The most I want to do is maybe save a couple of people from dying, but, we can't do that either. So it is what it is, I say, right? But the internet had a hand in these motherfuckers thinking they the fucking king of the jungle, man. And my thing is, you know what me a lot? Like they'll go to school and get bullied and then hop on my joint with the like it's like, yo, fam, direct that energy to the nigga that threw you in the locker. Why me? You trolling on me, but you got a real nigga giving you wedgies in real life, IRL, man. And you, but Mano, the Mano eyes, what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Motherfucker getting slapped behind him in class, and son wanna, yo, ah, yo, tranquilo, baby. Hope everybody here, D. We chilling, man. I wore, what I mean, my mellow joint. Shout out to the Knicks, 2-0, man. You know what I mean? Projecting they BS in the chat. That's a fact, man. And what happened to like, yo, that's what I told folk all the time, right? It's like it will always be like a premier statement. It's like, yo, make sure you start recognizing the little things in your life. Recognize mom still let you live in the crib. Recognize they pay your car insurance. Recognize these things, man. Cause when they get taken away, man, you gonna act a fool, man. That's why be I never like to be fed. I like to feed myself, right? You never want a hand involved with your growth because you're gonna bite the hand that feeds you when you start wanting yours, and B is like you're relying solely on somebody else's motion, and you can't do that, man. Because if they slow up, your shit slow up tremendously. That's why, like, I never understood the rappers that they rapper friends give them 10 bands, 250, all this money, and they do dumb shit with it. It's like, yo, he didn't have to do that. Number one. Number two, this is what you gonna do with your bread? Go buy your mama a house and sit the fuck down. This is almost like a saying to Ben 10. Does anybody know if he's okay or not? That boy need to sit the fuck down. If this can be his your third chance, papi, siéntate. That 250 YB gave you, go buy you a nice little crib in one of these Delaware somewhere and just sit the fuck down, man. You can still FaceTime and you can still, roll around if you want. But yo, family, enough's enough, man. Enough's enough. And a lot of these guys are built off of hats that they caught. In jail, they don't got guns, man. In jail, they don't got, weaponry that you could, you know, you don't got your team, your mob that you always, you got the loudest mouth with. Yo, be careful. Be careful. One of my illest videos I be telling people is I seen a bunch of these YNs with leashes on at jail. I'm like, you see what happened? Yeah, I hope everybody doing good, man. 8 more for that 20 ball. You already know what's popping in it. How you, man? I hope everybody doing good, man. We chilling, maintaining growth. And it's a Friday, man. You know what I mean? It's my channel. I'm allowed to, spew what I want to spew. And yeah, man, it's just, I always try to, when you're like a perfectionist or OCD, or like I like to say, like I'm always in control or try to control, right? You kind of don't understand how other humans can act or behave this way. And it's always the people that have a better end of the stick of this life, right? It's always people that aren't really suffering the way they claim, right? And that's what it boggles me. It's like, yo, your life is good. Give it back. Show off that positivity. Your mom's caught you a whip. Your pops is paying your apartment. Like, yo, show it off. It's okay. Let people know that you was a good person to the point where your parents ain't doing this. But stop acting like a sucker or an asshole because it don't fit your persona, man. This is the age of the revealment, man. Yo, Nene D, this time is cuco season. You heard? The cuco in Spanish is the monster, the boogeyman. But holy, when I say cuco, man, this shit is weird. And then gas prices are $9, $10 in Cali. People, and it's in a section that they say that it doesn't have that many. I think it's like a nice little rich place, but it don't mean that you could charge nonsense. That's another thing. I don't stop counting my pockets. Why the fuck would I make yearly? That's why I don't like data. They know too much about us. What the fuck does what I make have anything to do if I want to buy 30 Labubus, nigga? And then you're gonna try to raise my rent because you think I got the bread. Yo, stop doing this. And I know they doing that sucker shit because they have all our data. They have all our data. You know what the owner of Chipotle said? He said because he knows his data that he's going to raise the price because a majority of his consumers are 100K and up. How the fuck you know that your customers making 100K? Yeah, that part. That's the Google part that I be trying to let people understand about. Like, whoa, they sharing all of our shit and making sure that they go accordingly, man. Remember when you went to the hood? The hood usually had the low low. Now, because they know, oh, this dude is a trapper, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yo, stop counting my pockets, my nigga. Please stop counting mine, man. I do what the fuck I want with my money, man. Especially how hard you got us working for these peanuts. Once again, y'all don't understand how it mentally it was when I'm working 40-hour weeks for $7.50, 7.35, 7.75. What up, Mina? How you doing? What up, Lita? ¿Cómo está? No way. And then they took your shit. I'm doing good, uncle. Y'all ain't never lied. Time been drinking Red Bull, something. Yeah. I'm good, nephew. That's what's up, B. I always appreciate you, Bob. Frank, what up, man? It says time is 50 seconds faster. Yeah, people don't understand that. And then because you could tell how minute people brains is lately, because I tell people, yo, you know that 80 a day you doing, chop it down to 50, 40 a day and see how much money you gonna have left over. Cause yo, putting up aside $40 a day, that is equivalent to 1,200 a month. Do the math. I'm fast with them. You heard? And that's just exactly like that, man. We 15 seconds ahead. Add those seconds up, yo, we years ahead. Why you think folks still look young? I always say I think I'm like 38, 35, right? 38. right? But the other years, man, that's why it seems like we living older. We not, man. Remember, Hulk Hogan went at 71, man. And if Tom, everything got an inflation, I think Tom does. He really died at like 65, man. That's crazy work, you heard? But it is something strange going on here, man. Something strange it is. But yeah, man, thank you for everybody rocking with the kid. Random, we outside, we inside, we everywhere. You know what the fuck going on? It's $8, man. New York to Cali, man. You know, how like a motherfucker. This is definitely not for the kids, man. This is a grown adult, channel. That's why I always try to make my videos or I present things in like, I know I could go broader if I just put, the little people, but I don't want people to be on my joint. I be smoking, talking my shit. And I already know absorbing me, I hope they do because they might do better, but they rather absorb little yachty, you know what I'm saying? Buying more jewelry or some shit. That's a fact. These trolls be weird though. Like my thing is the understanding of it. Like, like a troll was something that lived under a bridge, right? Like a creature, right? He trolled, he tried to grab and he tried to be you know, the center of attention, I guess, right? But holy man, we used to troll funny troll. They troll like corny and lame and shit. But yeah, and then they strong though. She's she'll just look a motherfucker up in real life and figure out that they ain't about what they saying. You know what I mean? But I appreciate my audience. You heard? I appreciate my mods. I always say mod against mod. You heard? I put up that belt. But yeah, man, it's a Friday. Like Friday usually was, I swear, smiling. Unless obviously, it's coming to the end of the month. You got to stack that bread so you could pay your rent and shit like that. I understand. There's a lot of sacrificing going on. There's a lot of math, right, with the calculator. You know what I'm saying? So I dig it. But I also want folk to come here and just be relaxed, be chill, you know, be at ease with this thing we call life because we know it's tough. But I want y'all to come here and laugh like a motherfucker, bug out like you know what I mean, like we does, and just have a great one, man. But holy, it's hot, man. I can't even do this, man. I'm gonna have to leave the cat out here. Just stay here, baby. She right there. Let me see. You can stay there, girl. Whew. When you come into like a AC, oof, that shit feel good. All right, y'all, we bringing it back indoors. I don't know, man. I thought my Puerto Rican side supposed to make me endure that sun more. Nope. Feel that shit like, whoa, man. To the point where I'm about to take another. And that's bugged out. I always thought about that. Like every time I take a shower, I feel I sweat more than if I didn't. You know what I mean? But let's just, line it up. Y'all know how I do. Got the air mattress in the living room because we like to, sit comfortably while we watch the movies. We do eat on the couch. We do sit up, obviously. But when your wife works the hours she's working, the last thing I want her to do is anything, right? I want her to come here, I cook, we go eat something, and then her ass gonna lay down comfortably, AC'd up, and we gonna get to that. You know what I mean? But holy man, that should say 77 degrees in here, man. The hell going on? Zay Dizzle the Rizzle? My sunburn is still sore. Yeah. Yo, can we talk? That's another segue, man. Can we talk about this sun? The sun is getting nasty. Everything's strange. The skies, oceans, food, conspiracy theories are predominantly true. Yeah, everything coming to light, man. You heard what's popping, Juan? Yo, what's going on, everybody? Juan in the building. Good looking for the thumbs up, everybody. But yo, the sun is doing some damage, man. I got a thing of one of the spray, man, because when you're driving and one side the sun is just beating on one arm. Look how dark skinned it I got, y'all. Like this is my natural color though. I got some weird, caramel joint going on, but holy man, at least I don't get red, right? Motherfuckers be getting red sometimes, man. Let me try to do this. Holy, man. I always try to, when I do things, I always try to do them to the best of what I can, right? Like I don't like to, lazy out and shit like that. Y'all as an audience deserve better too, That's why I am learning. I am gaining, with this shit. I'm trying to OBS so I could run multiple platforms at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I want to do and YouTube because I think Kick is more. I could be Zaydala, right? Like I could wild out and shit and start getting, you know, uh, you know, my monetization, going too. You know what I mean? But damn, man, like as much as I be putting in work, I only got maybe 1,000 hours watched, and I need to get 3,000 or 4,000, right? 4,000. Chorus World said that's the bigger joint, man. Sounds great, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm using banana boat soothing after sun gel. That stuff works. Damn, yo, this is why as a guy, you need not to be like this masculine creature or think that the female is a person you gotta hate. Yo, women be putting motherfuckers on, man. I wasn't doing, you know, lotion or washing my face and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, it's always good. Let's go, Warren. Talk your shit, Warren. Let's go, Knicks. Holla at the Knicks, man. 2-0 over the Cavaliers, man. Aloe vera. But women always know, like, you be like, damn, that shit smell good. Let me use, yo, what's that cocoa butter with the, oh, holy, holy $8. What is this on the toes? Hold on, this is going everywhere. This shit going everywhere, baby. Word, man. Yeah, I be having some real flavorful joints, you know what I'm saying? Like from everything. When it comes to ladies like consumership on products, they make sure they give them a variety of multiple smells, colors. They make sure they give you what I'm saying, like different pricings and yo, they go in, man. They go in, man. Before Axe and all that other shit came out, men only had Irish Springs, my niggas. Let's talk about it. Before Axe and you know, what's that commercial with the guy on a horse made a comeback? You know what I mean? Because that shit back in the days, um, didn't smell like that. That shit smelled bad. My grandfather used to use that one, and that shit was like, whoa, man. Yo, what's poppin', Hashana? Yeah, remember Zest? Yeah, man. Like cut the plant type shit. Yeah, Frank. But word, man, these ladies be having some ill products. I ain't gonna lie, man. Get you a sister, a homegirl, a girlfriend, wife, whatever, and make sure she knows her lotion stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that shit could save you, man. The sun is not sunning no more. It's evil sun. That shit is burning me. It's getting hot to breathe. Um, my age is talking. Smoking ain't helping. So, sun, chill out, man. I like rain, man. I like when it's hot and then you get that good rain. But I watch Rick and Morty, and a lot of Rick and Morty shows are like almost premonitions, like to the point where it might be acid rain, where even though it's raining, it's not good rain no more, right? They saying that the California crops and farmers are dealing with a dust crop situation where like the land is just dirt, and that's what happens when they were using Monsanto seeds. The seed used to destroy the fertilizer, and then it adapted to only that Monsanto seed. So you couldn't just throw any seed in there. It's fucked up, like the things they did to a lot of the farmers, man. Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean if you're not zestfully clean. Word, man. And that, yo, I'm telling you, back in the days, that shit smelled like crazy uh like that old man. Remember, it was like first it was like a beard aftershave type shit, and I used to be like, Grandpa, take that shit off, man. But the most they had was like this is before Nautica, Fahrenheit, Polo. This is just word, man. It was that classic boat shit, like, and they used to be like, I'm like, whoa, compadre, ¿qué es eso? Dímelo, dímelo. Word, man. The funniest commercial, I used to like that. What's up? What's up, Budweiser? Remember that Budweiser joint? That shit would kind of hit me a little bit. And this new Nike one with Drake, that shit got me dying. Nigga said the abominable snowmans. And folk don't understand. They thinking like, oh yeah, the commercial is like yes man. No, if you have a real friend, your friend does that. Your friend always agrees with, yo, that shirt is fly, my nigga, because he don't wanna, a real friend don't try to hurt you all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? But also a real friend lets you know, yo, that shirt is crazy work, my nigga. That shit got 5 sleeves, my nigga. How you Yeah, Dom. I cut my hair myself, man. I did a number two on the top and one faded into a shorter one, faded into the, when you take the thing off the clippers and you just got that regular setting. Yeah, man. I try to do the best, you know what I'm saying? The back even look official, you know what I'm saying? I try to do my back. Thank you, Dom. What up, Dom? How you doing, man? I hope everything good in your life, man. Thanks everybody for the 15 ball, and we're gonna continue doing what we do, man. But what up, Dom? Salute, man. Have a great Friday, man. For real, for real. Thank you, Darius. Like and subscribe. I ain't long, ladies. Yeah, to talk this shit. Hold on. Let me see, B. Since we talking smokers, let me put the homies on game. Bed Bath and Beyond, Body Works, whatever they call themselves, bro. They got shit for the men too, and it's hard. Talk to me. What flavors, man? Go to Home Depot, Nene. Oh, y'all talking for real? The smell of those soaps. Wow. Yeah, man. You know what soap I just bought? The Sasquatch nigga. Yo, I caught this Sasquatch soap on God. First of all, I'm a soap guy. I don't like the maybe when my baby does my back and shit, you know what I mean, with the falafel thing, that lady thing. But I don't use that thing. I go hand to soap and then hand to get in there, little nigga. Ah, I don't know what's in this air no more. I'm like this. Scratching. Hellraiser, bleeding and shit. But word, man. I don't know what's in this air. You know how many times I be doing this and popping little plastic things out of my skin? Yeah, this air is fucking foolery, toolery, man. Yeah, Dove. But back in the days, Irish Springs, I used to get the green soap. Whoa, that bitch used to hit hard. I used to be like, whoa, la 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 la. I was like, shout out to Irish Springs. And then Dove came through, you know what I'm saying? And then I started fucking with Axe. Axe came through with the deodorants and, you know, the various hair products, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, poppy seeds. That's what's up. Shout out to Nene Green Thumbin. I gotta catch up. No, you're speaking facts, B. I used to give them to men as stock and stuff. Yeah, man. Them joints is amazing, man. Ain't nothing wrong with smelling good. My thing is the constant smelling good. A man is supposed to be manly. First of all, some women like a man's pheromones just like his regular body smell, right? And I mean, if your body smell like crazy work, man, yeah, hit it up with the axe and shit. But word, man. Ain't nothing wrong, man. When my cousin introduced me to Fahrenheit 9/11, nah, it was called Fahrenheit, but Fahrenheit and fucking Nautica and Polo back in the days, I was in fucking like seventh grade, man. I was like, wait, this is what you doing, Jay? Yo, we doing this? I smell. Ooh, yeah, you might see a couple of dudes, they go in the shower and they look at they girl section. First of all, yo, if you looking, yo, a guy section is a soap bar and maybe a shampoo conditioner, right? I look at my girl section, she got 30 bottles, my niggas. I'm like, holy, let me use what's this? Whoa, what's this one? Oh, nigga, I'm having a parade in the shower, nigga. I'm like, hold on, she using this bar? Let me see, man. Let me see what it lather in the skin, my niggas. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Word, man. Females always got that section in the shower. Lock, stock, two smoking barrels. Yeah, man. Yeah, the stupid ass beard coming in. I don't know what to do sometimes. I shave, I bang, and bang, bing, bang, bada, boom. But the hair thing had to go, man. And this is yeah. Shout out to when I thought braiding was real. Look what braiding done, little Puerto Rican nigga. Whoo! They bully the shower early one. Early, you heard? You over there with your little soap ball, maybe a little rag. Little Shorty got the doo 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 doo. Boop boop. Motherfucking TV in there. Yeah, ladies be chilling, man. What? Smoothies? I didn't know that. Yo, I did not know that. Aloe vera with the smoothie. Yo, B, on the low ski, Shorty come back and like, how come my soap got thinner? Oh, my bad. The shower head was just on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, right. Nigga smelling like Queen Latifah. Smelling like, yo, I'm chilling, man. It's a great Friday, man. I'm happy for my baby. Gets the tranquilo, relax. Saturday. For the last 3 weeks, we just been on go mode. You know what I mean? So it's cool that she gets a little tranquilo sauce. Relax, kick the legs up, let your husband massage you. You heard? I'm a masseuse for real though, for real. So my cousin is truly a masseuse, but he gave me a little pointers and a little maneuvers. You heard? I do one of these on my girl like this, choking. Yeah, little nigga. You turning blue. You turning blue. Hold up. Whoa! I let go. I let go. I let go. But word, man. I be doing my masseuse thing. You heard? Smiling like Aqua Boogie, man. Right, B. I had to hide mine for my sons. Yeah, man. Women had once again great segue, man. Women had the up on us when it came to that section, man. Y'all want to see? Ain't lying. Y'all ain't gonna believe. Holy! Y'all think it don't stop there, little nigga. Oh, it don't stop there, little nigga. And look at $8 section right here. Look at $8. La, 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 la. Let's see what $8 using. Duke Cannon, Dick Body Wash. I got the big D. But yeah, man. Shorty just I'm gonna have to charge rent in the shower now, man. Make $50 a week. You hurt? Zest fully clean. You're not fully clean if you're not zesty, zesty, zesty. And shout out to the grown ass man with the boba cup, sipping those little balls. And boba be making me die sometimes when I see, there's certain things that I just think I don't know. They female, right? A dude with a smoothie, dope. A dude with a milkshake, fire. A dude with a Gatorade or a soda, that's what we talking about, Poppy. Even a coffee, I let you go with the coffee cup, but if it has that little Starbucks queen on it, you go, girl. I'm trying to tell y'all. B&B, yo, Bed and Body Works know what they doing. That's a fact, man. That's fire, right? And I think that's another dope segue onto um the lack of attention there is to cleaning, right? I think I've seen a lot of stories of women's vajayjays smelling like a fish market, and they're not a hoe. It's just I remember this one girl was like, "Yo, these dudes almost they looked like they were gonna rape me, but I threw my tampon at them and they ran away." I'm like, "Yo, lady, you diabolical, man." The fact that you said that online is crazy work. You heard? But yeah, man. The guys, man, smelling like butthole and shit like that. Like we used to really be tentative over it. It was called like your hygiene, like keeping up with your hygiene. And I don't know what happened to that class. You know what I mean? But hygiene is important, man. And it's funny because like um word, we didn't ask for all them, gigante BBLs and stuff. And now go figure, God is a wild dude, right? He be like, I'll grant you the big booty, but shit gonna smell like a horse ranch. But word, man, hygiene. I really remember that. Like my mother always, yo, pa, did you clean yourself? Did you do this? Did you underneath your arms? You got the top five, right? Under the neck, armpits, guys, your balls, women, you know what I'm saying? And your butthole and your legs. But some people just be disregarding their legs, their whole leg game, man. Feet, oh, the soap just slide off, and I got my feet that way. Woo, holy! I'm like this, man. Irish Springs, word, man. Irish Springs was the joint, man. That green bar, and they came out with a blue bar, man. But word, man. Irish fucking Springs, man. Yeah, man. Like I always tell folk, man. My people's always said, Zay, you got a good soul, man. Like, motherfuckers got hammers on us, drugs, boofing drugs, and all type of shit. And I still somehow made a joke. I still somehow brought let's come back to reality, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go home for the night. Let's just relax. And I always was that line of like, yo, tranquilo, right? But yeah, man. Humor was always in me, man. Humor was uh when you're a 5'2" Puerto Rican, man, humor was almost like a defense mechanism, you know what I'm saying? To get motherfuckers off of you, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Once you take boxing, I did taekwondo and all that shit, no jujitsu. It's like, you learn you learn your path and shit. You learn how to handle yourself in fights or in life, right? But word, man, I always knew humor is a beautiful way, man. Every, person of, female always like the dude that could joke or joke on himself, right? You can't be, why so serious? You know what I mean? But the champagne toast candle is my shit. Yo, I got that shit in the crib, man. What's that place called? Fuck, the candle place. But that motherfucker be hitting too, that candle place. Shorty always wants them shits is like 2 for 40 and shit too. And them candles expensive as hell, but they got amazing flavors. I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking about back then. I was the Jesucristo candles, man. The you lit up when you prayed and shit. But yeah, man, they got their candle game on for real. You know what? I like two companies that I like. This one lady that took old clothes and somehow can recycle them and make new yarn. And then another lady that will burn candle wax down and create candles off of that wax. And, I like recycling. I always love that. You know what I mean? Like, because I always believe that we're like a big fucking wasteful group of, humans, man. We collect a lot of stuff, man. And the older you get, like, to think that I left from New York to Cali with a suitcase and a book bag, and that's all. And my mother did some, ship some more shit out, sneakers and shit, and a coat. But other than that, man, I always say, man, if you can't leave your crib in 5 minutes, man, and you worried about the PS5 or something, or you know what I mean, you gotta have a detachment to these materials, man. Cause I got a feeling we're gonna be over a fucking fire, with a squirrel fucking motherfuckers gonna be outside, man. Yankee candles are fire. Ooh, jiu-jitsu is the shit. I be trying to tell people learn more than boxing. Yo, that's exactly what they told me, man. And folks need to understand those two kind of go tangent because boxing is more of an offensive, and you got your blocking, right? You got, different ways, southpaw, you know what I'm saying? But jiu-jitsu is more like blocking, like you're trying to defend yourself. And then you gonna fucking, lock the nigga up and then hurt him. But until then, you know, because a lot of times people don't understand you get this adrenaline when you get into fights. The best thing to do is take a deep breath and slow. Because you could just, wear yourself out. And that nigga got all the energy. He like, whoo, washing the streets. But word, man. You got to know how to perform. That's why I always suggest folks that don't have nothing to do or where to go, join the military. You get this discipline, number one. You get this regimen, number two, which is, they clean their shoes, they bust they everything is like boom, boom, boom. They teach you how to shit in 1 minute because on the war, like they teach you a lot of, I think, things, survival tactics that you could use, right? And then when you're done with your, serving, thank you, you do, you fall into whatever else you desire. But I always say, man, get some, karate, jujitsu, the other ones I said, but taekwondo, kung fu, various arts out there, But it's a beautiful thing knowing how to, watch somebody throw a punch and then whew, go behind him and then got him in the fucking leg. You know what I'm saying? Like got his neck. So it's cool to know certain maneuvers. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Yo, chill, man. I swear to God, I was gonna fight you. I swear to God, I wasn't gonna fight you. Yeah, little nigga. But yeah, man, always know how to defend yourself. Don't try to be a bad man and think that a gun is always going to save you. It's always good to know how to, fend for yourself, like they used to say. Yeah, man, that shit exactly. And you can end with a nice pension. You got your shit in the books, man. That 401k, your pension, your portfolio, like they call it. I remember when I got introduced to that. They were like, sorry, we're laying you off from BDS. You were here for 10 years, da, 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 but here's your portfolio, which will still get. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I forgot that bitch. Let that bitch sit. You know what I'm saying? But it's always good to know, you know, and put in work, like I say, because time is gonna fly. So it don't matter if you was at Domino's for 10 years, at least get some checks coming in where eventually when you do retire, you have some type of, you know what I mean? Word, man. Yo, I'm telling you, I took that shower, B. I told y'all yesterday I was gonna take a shower before, and you be surprised that shower, woo, picked the motherfucker up by, we up at six something anyway. Wife got to go to work at 7 sometimes or 9, so we up early. You know what I mean? She wakes up early, meditates, lights incense, gives offerings. Sometimes I go by the offering table. I'm like, damn, nigga, I was about to eat that motherfucker. How you offering? Damn. But word, man, I became a lot more positive in my aura and allowing it to just be just mixed with my humor, mixed with my already energy. I told y'all, motherfuckers thought I was on coke back in the days. You know what I mean? But luckily, I was always in jobs that would, P test you or do things. And so it was like, nigga, I told you, man. You know what I mean? But I always had this energy. And I think that's tuning into my kid sometimes, my youth, and knowing that a number doesn't mean you have to act a certain way. Some people, you know, want to grow up so fast and don't understand when you grow up, of course, responsibilities and life, but it can age you. The thought process of aging can age you. The stress, there's so much that can age you that I told myself, stray away from Zay. Why am I so cooped up about, you know like I say, man, that's why you try to do the best movements you can so you don't regret them, right? But I live to live, man. I don't live to fucking complain or be miserable, man. I live to live. There's something about getting shot at and ricocheted or stat, like there's something about life when you get to that point and you're like, yo, out of sight, out of mind, man. Unless motherfucker gonna jump on a greyhound, I'm out of New York, man. I'm finally somewhere where I could wake up peaceful. And then I got a beautiful wife right next to me. Always, her energy is always up. So it goes tangent, man. I'm the happiest I could be right now in my life. You know what I'm saying? My son is about to be 21, gonna be a lawyer. My sister's doing her. My mom's is still alive, right? That's the big one. My mama, you know, had me at 19, and God bless her, pushed me through to the point where I'm a grown ass man. Yes, I have my serious side. Yes, I am, but there's There's a place and a time for that, man. Right now, I'm doing my pod. There's no reason for me to be, oh, yo, you know. Everybody knows we got life. Everybody knows, June 1st around the corner, bills, rent. So that's life. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I don't have nothing to complain about, man. I don't want to. I don't want to manifest negative shit, right? Because when you think about it, all you doing is manifesting. Yo, when I was really like, thinking 3 years, yo, what if this money don't, I was so worried about money not lasting. Yo, I'm gonna be homeless. Yo, I can't pay this. Yo, and then, putting that in the universe, that shit gave it to me almost, right? So I'm very careful with what I think about and how I think about it, right? I try to, that's why, I'm just, I know I got the broken nose, you know what I'm saying? Look at it. I know, you know, I'm just Zay, right? Like I'm not trying to be better or I don't know, man. When you really love yourself and you know, like, yo, this is me, man. Like I'm me, right? Like, but thank you, B. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody. Nene, B, Christy, Frank, Darius, all my peoples, you know what I'm saying? Juan, motherfucking LD, you know what I'm saying? All my new peoples, you know what I mean? Cheeseburger. I can't forget Cheeseburger. What a name. But word, man, like that's why I feel like my channel is something that is dope, and it's time right now because I'm noticing a lot of people are doing what I'm doing, which is just being themselves, saying what's up, reading people's things now. What up, BZ in the crib, man? I know this man 30 plus. What up, bite? How you, man? Salute the BZ, man. I was reading an article about how back in the day they used silver cure a lot of things like infections and diseases. Yeah, man. Yo, when I read that copper, gold, that's why Egyptians wore gold. It wasn't just to floss. It was because it did something with your blood. The way, this little ring supposedly helps with our arthritic hands and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of metals. Once again, God or whoever is up there left everything. He left the keys, the car's right there. He left the keys on the table, man. Everything is here for us, aloe vera when you cut yourself, this, that, if you want to go away, he left us weed and mushrooms, this, that, like, yo, a plethora of things for us to survive. And we somehow dropped the ball, man. Man, he let that shit flow. I appreciate you, Black. For real, man. When you come from, a place of, I know my mom's is not that rich. I know I never met my father, man. We don't, I already know this part about me. You know what I mean? And the fact that I'm here, it just, that speaks in itself, man. That, like, good things come to those that wait. Maybe this is my life. Like, you know, but I foolishly spent money. I bought into a lot of these, propaganda. A lot of times people are like, yo, but you could have. No, man, because people don't understand why the kids are doing the same shit, like killing, and because it's in your, like, it's fucked up how things can make you think or act. They mastered this way of frequency and making people do wrong. I bet money a lot of people got good in their heart, man. I met killers that motherfuckers, would buy a meal for, a homeless person or, I always knew that. Like I knew poor people that would give their last dollar to a homeless man and then a guy that was rich would walk. Like I always knew this about world, right? But immortality, it was the flesh of the gods for the Egyptian people. Thank you, Nene D. Segway. Hope you're doing good. What's up, D? But word, man. When you look and do your homework on elements and the Pythagorean theory, like all that shit, right? The chart and everything, man. There's so much that coincides with us. There's so much. That's why I say chemistry, man. Like, all right, let me be real. My stomach was fucked up. I took an X-Lax. But this X-Lax pill was like this. And that shit do its job. It's almost like Roxy's, like the kids. They like the blue Smurfs, right? It's this tiny little fucking pill that destroys you more than the bigger ones, right? So that's when I knew, like, yo, when people mess with chemistry like it could just be this tiny little thing that could destroy you, man. And yes, that X-Lax helped the kid. Shout out to X-Lax, you heard? Sponsors say dollar. Imagine, nigga. I get sponsored by the Doodle King, nigga. Shout out to me making the bear, nigga. Making baggingtons, man. My first fucking sponsor gonna be fucking X-Lax. Ain't that a shame they did the Rizzle? Yo, crystals too, man. Like when Shorty was like, yo, keep it in the sun. And then hence the reason why my baby had it out there. Yo, everything. She be grabbing shit and be like, no, this ain't. When I was buying her Moldavite, this little stone, it's like this little, almost $100, right? But that's what she wanted for, you know what I'm saying? I don't play like that, because this woman is very special to me. But long story short, she was feeling a bunch of Moldavites, and she said, this is the one that gives me that energy. You heard? Laxatives a king, nigga, when they hit, right, B? Yo, I'm telling you, and it's good to be honest, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man. I bought these XLX. I'm like, that shit is a tiny little pill. And yo, they used to have like chocolate XLXs that they took out the market because folks used to little babies and remember, it gets it out of you, man. However, whenever. Yeah, man. Look at the plant life, y'all. I appreciate you, Nene D. Bird. So we got some sage over here. You know, this one is dying, but I heard they died to regrow again. Look, and then this guy got a bunch of little his peoples now. Shout out to the aloe vera. This guy's growing. These peoples over here, this one's withering away, but another one's growing. And then this guy in the corner over here, oh, Satamo still ticking. And of course, we got the bird, you know what I'm saying? Always make sure the birds are eating. And then we got my beautiful meow meow. Hey, baby girl. Hi. You like coming here? It's better than being outside, right? Here, shake my hand. Hello. Meow meow. Word, man. I graduated to having like such a nice heart and being, you know, and I say graduated because I always had this heart. It's just that, I perfected and I don't know. And I've become such an animal nature lover too. It's just beautiful, man. I have amethyst chain. Yes, it keeps me feeling better and happier. Nene D talk that. That's a great segue because I think people need to know that when folks are talking crystals and all this astrology, I know sometimes folks might you could just not believe it or whatever your opinion is on it. But trust me, the crystal portion really works. And in fact, a lot of it works because a lot of what they do is about positivity. Is about today is moon day, I gotta wear white. Is today is Mars day, red, right? Like you gotta, you know, and good things come, man. Yo, he wrote Jupiter on me yesterday, and one of my videos hit almost 4,000. The baseball video. Because when I was in New York, my mother would she loves the Mets, and for my grandfather, rest in peace, we would go see the Mets for him. You know what I'm saying? But she would be like, "Nobody wants to go with me, Papa. You want to come?" And I always would say yes. What you think I'm gonna let my moms go by herself, right? Because my mom's is like that. She'll do that, right? But my sister, nobody else wanted to go, so I always would be like, "Yes, mom." Even if the next day she tells me, "Yo, pa, in an hour, you want to take a shower and come with me?" Where, ma? We're going to the Mets game. Okay, ma, let's go. Because you don't know what that memory you know what I mean? So you gotta spend more time with the parents. Things like that make their world. A hug, a kiss, a call, a text. I shot my mom's. I'm a Obama's boy, man. I love my mom to death, man. She used to really have me like a prince till like 12. Clip my nails and you know what I mean. Hold on, bro. I was working at this warehouse and somebody kept stealing my lunch. Oh, I had my girl at the time bake some brownies, and y'all know the rest. OMG, somebody was dying. And folks don't understand, like when that pill or when the laxatives work, there's nothing you could do. There's no butt crunch method invented yet that could withstand the juices that are about to spew out that butthole, man. No disrespect for the visual, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. For high school, a senior prank, they put laxatives in the mayonnaise, and let me say, man, folks, and folks was wearing like khaki pants. you would see a couple of khakis looking cocky. You heard? Khakis with the cocky. But word, man, them shits are automatic. That's one thing. But that's when I like this is young, understanding how pills and stuff work, right? Because I remember my mom was like, I shouldn't have took Midol or Advil. And I was like, why, mommy? She was like, because now I have to take it forever almost. It feels like it's the only thing that helps with the migraines or whatever. I was like, that's fucked up, mom, you know? And that's another thing our parents used to have way back was migraines and headaches a lot, you know? There was a lot of stuff they were thinking about, a lot of sacrifices. That's why I love my mom to death because of the sacrifices. She was a violinist. She was smart. She was, beautiful. She could have, attacked this world differently than just, trying to get a job and making sure I was good, right? But shout out to the moms, man. That shit for real. Like I said, man, when my mom go, you gonna see me on the news, nigga, like this, with a fucking submachine gun. Everybody going. OMG, Frank. Yo, Black did the same, but I put dog biscuit cookies. Ooh, wee, man. But that shit hits momentarily, man. It's a but let me just tell you, what a relief, man. My peepa was like this, my stomach. I had a peepa, man. Like, I don't drink, I don't have that. I was like, yo, I'm bloated, man. OMG. That is funny as hell. Stepmom stealing pads and then put icy hot on them and caught her thing. And folk don't understand icy hot. That's another instant gratification, instant like worker, right? You feel that motherfucker early on you, man. Damn, man. I hate to be on your bad side. You heard? But that's motherfucking diabolical, man. Her coochie was on fire for 3 months. But what up, y'all? What's popping, everybody? I hope y'all enjoying the channel, man. Zay Dollar Random, where we talk hours, like, subscribe, share, do all that cool shit. Look at my shorts, look at my lives, man. I have a lot of cool replayability. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot of cool subjects. If you don't know, you could tell by usually the you know what I mean, the thumbnail what the type of conversational piece is gonna be. But word, man, I appreciate everybody, man. But word, man. Yeah, motherfuckers just gotta be at ease and peace, you know what I'm saying? And I promise things will be a lot better, in the way life be going. Holy, she was hollering, you see? Holy moly, man. LOL, baby. LOL. No way. All that, oh my God, they were blowing OMG, B. But yo, that's funny because I should have segued into that, B. That is funny though. Can we talk about that? Why the fuck, even when I put my name on it in the refrigerator, some coworker want to eat my food? You know you didn't pay for it. You didn't buy this. In fact, it's a leftover. You didn't even make this food. How the fuck you trying to eat my shit, man? Is why I tell folks stop living with it with the Joneses, man. Make yourself go get your cold cut meat and go make yourself sandwiches at work. Go, you know what I'm saying? Go make rice and beans because usually you have leftovers and then bring that to like folks don't know how to live, man. Not everybody baller could afford the shit that we. Touching grass makes it feel softer. Damn, icy hot, yeah though. Out of all things, right? Cause yo, it's like if you used icy hot before, you know how instant it does. It gets a grooving, baby. But word, man. Yo, all right, man. Thank you, everybody. 1111. I love you, babe. I hope everything good. Miss you. I hope everybody doing good. Once again, I did 104. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm hot. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna jump in that shower. Shout out to Laxative sponsoring Zay. But what up, folk? I hope everybody have a great day. Zay Dollar, Random. Peace.
Bye. Everybody have a great one, man. Thanks for the convo. Thanks for the laughs. And I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm always going to upload videos. I'm always going to do my due diligence, man. And yeah, man, everybody have a great day. I'm really hot, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna have to start doing my lives indoors. That's it. It's that temperature that I can't even play. I did like that day when I went to the park. It was cool, and I think I'm still gonna do that. But once I get back, I'm just gonna go right here, man. Cause the balcony makes me smoke more. It's just whatever. It is what it is. But yo, Nick D, thanks. B, good looking. Darius, Frank, Christy. You know what I mean? Juan. I said Nene, right? I said Black, of course, Frank. I have a crew of just like Darius, Q Beezy. You heard? Yo, this room was ringing, man. Juanito came through. Tyrone. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Everybody be safe. You already know how we give that up. You know what I'm saying? Antennas up. Be safe. Stay blessed. And yeah, never forget self, man. Always remain within yourself and the little things. Make sure the little things make you smile, right? Because then your dopamine hits don't have to come from you going to Disney World every day, right? Like you could just like be satisfied with the small things. But shout out to everybody. I want to see you guys on Monday, so nobody die on me. I see y'all Monday. All right, be safe, be happy, stay positive. Zay Dollar, Random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. Stay up, y'all. Good looking for real, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Zay Dollar, Zay Dollar. Later, Random.